Biennial Gaura is a bushy and sometimes showy native plant with multiple white flowers that turn pink when wilted and still on the stem. Centered in Illinois, Ohio, and Appalachia, it's easy to find within its range, but often it's truly not seen. That's because the small flowers are in fullest bloom at night. The white petals catch the moonlight. The bisexual flowers have 4 petals, 8 stamens tipped by the pollen-producing anthers, and a long, exerted style with a 4-parted stigma that traps pollen. Here's a flower just after midnight on a warm August night, its stigma still smooth and pollen-free. And here's a flower early the next morning, its stigma covered with pollen. Moths are the primary night pollinating insects of Gaura, and this is what they're after. Only certain moths are up to the challenge, including one that actually farms the Gaura plant. The Gaura moth lays its eggs in the ovaries of the Gaura flowers. However, the moth first fertilizes the flowers to make sure they will produce seed. It's the seeds upon which its larvae will feed. The moth is actually growing a seed crop for its own survival. During the day, the Gaura moth rests, protected by its near-perfect camouflage of cream, yellow, and crimson. On seeing this, a Scottish biologist of the 19th century was prompted to remark, "When the moth settles on the blossoms of that plant, there is such a similarity between its colors and those of the flowers that it is scarcely possible to distinguish them at a small distance." Here, another type of moth visits the Gaura flower at night. Note the close fit between the wings and the stamens. Pollen is transferred to the stigma as the moth drinks. This moth has gotten too much pollen on its tongue. It uses a petal to scrape the mess off. The next day the flowers are seen to be wilted, but they are well pollinated.